Nailed it.
Here he is, everybody. Welcome to the show. He's muted now. Let me unmute that mic. Oh, you got to unmute your mics there, Brady. But 8984M, our regular caller, always here. But now I've had the pleasure of meeting Brady in person and hanging out with him. But now you all get to see his wonderful face. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. How's everyone else doing?
Good. Brady has a face. He does have a face.
I'm not AI.
Yeah, you're not AI.
He's real.
He's real indeed. All right, so let's get into this, Brady. Good, bad food. We've had spam. We've had mayonnaise. We've had peeps. That's been my favorite segment so far because I got to eat peeps during it. Where are you taking us tonight on good, bad food?
Yeah, so tonight we're gonna go over American Chinese food, and I think this is probably a little less divisive as Peeps, though Peeps was a great segment.
Peeps, yeah, peeps incite passion.
Yeah, and I just want to clarify an American Chinese food before I get into it. Is I'm not gonna do it from the perspective of the outside. I'm not gonna do like the Shane Gills of it all. This is from the perspective of someone in the culture, in the community. And there's a little bit of some wrangling of what American Chinese food is, basically.
I love this. This was I was even talking about this last night with our buddy Ken Plume, just kind of saying, "Here's what we're going to cover today," and I didn't have all the answers. This is spectacular. So, you want to dive into it? You got yourself a presentation?
Yeah. Got a presentation.
We got a presentation right here. We got a presentation right here. It is. All right.
Yeah.
So can you control the slides, or do I have to?
I think I can control the slides.
You control.
Yes.
There you go.
Here
Okay.
we go. Here.
It's all you. So, we're going to class. Good, bad food. American Chinese food. Brady, take it away.
So the main issue I think that a lot of Chinese Americans come with is American Chinese food authenticity, right? I want to clarify before I go into the controversy I'm addressing. I want to clarify the MSG thing of all.
Right.
So MSG is not specific to Chinese food.
Right.
American food has it too. Doritos has MSG in it.
Doritos, yes.
Chick-fil-A has MSG, and so the only American Chinese food we had to clarify. This is not in it, or like we had to defend the use of MSG. So it's not a Chinese specific thing. Just putting that out there. Okay.
It's obviously tinged with bigger issues too behind that, and I appreciate that.
We'll get to that.
Here we go.
And so I think where people come from, it's like American Chinese food is not authentic. I want to say like authenticity isn't really, in terms of food, isn't really a thing, right? Food culture changes all the time. But I think where people are coming from is that a lot of immigrant communities, when they serve their food, we present like, this is how we like it, and if you like it, come, and if you don't like it, it's fine. But American Chinese food has this kind of quality of like, well, people, if you don't like it, we'll change it to how you like it. So this is your taste, and I put in the character Kou Wei in Chinese, which means personal taste. And I think that is a major theme throughout my presentation, is that American Chinese food is specifically adapted to a lot of American tastes. And so we're going to go through the history of that.
Love this. Love this.
I want to ask before I go dive deep is what kind of, when you're ordering takeout or like Chinese food, what do you usually order?
It is some sort of noodle, some sort of fried rice if I'm feeling in the mood for that. But I always will look for some sort of orange chicken, sweet and sour kind of thing. That's where my eyes go to first. Right or wrong, I don't know. That's where my eyes go.
It's as American as orange chicken.
Yep. It's like when someone's like, "Do you like sushi?" Like, nope, I like California rolls. That is not the same thing.
And I'm gonna say this, orange chicken, it hits. California rolls, it hits. But so the reason why like orange chicken exists. So we're gonna start with some history, right?
Oh, I love this. Steve, did you know we have got history tonight?
I'm getting my notebook out. Hold on.
This is wonderful.
So the start of the Chinese American community in the U.S. It was it was at the same time as the last dynasty of China, the Qing dynasty. And at first, most people immigrated to California during the gold rush. In fact, the Chinese name for San Francisco to this day is Gold Mountain. It's called Jiujinsan, Old Gold Mountain, because of the gold rush. And so that was really the major start of the Chinese American community.
Right.
Of course, when the gold rush ended, wait, before I get there. So the early Chinese Americans came from southern China. There's this place called Taishan, or in the local vernacular, it's like a type of Cantonese. It's called Toisan. And as you can see from the map on the bottom left, it's really near Guangzhou, which is Canton in the old naming system. It's next to Hong Kong, Shenzhen, Macau. And so there's a lot of Cantonese speaking people. And this was at the same time as the Opium Wars and it's connected, the Taiping Rebellion. I mean, if you don't know the Opium Wars, basically the UK government was dealing drugs to a lot of people. And yeah, it was messed up. I won't go too deep into that, but just know there was severe conflict, and that is not entirely unrelated to the Taiping Rebellion, which just to very quickly, summarize it, this rebellion has more casualties than World War One.
Wow. But not studied as such, right?
Not studied as such, but it should be, because it was started by a man who thought he was the brother of Jesus Christ. And
what were you saying about the High Sparrow? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he was the High Sparrow, but in China, and he started an entire kingdom. There's a lot of like class issues in it. There's a lot of there's a lot of anti-Qing, stuff has been boiling for centuries already by that point. Okay. But this is not a Taiping Rebellion course. But so people were fleeing major civil strife, basically. And to get to the gold rush, so to the exclusionary period, once the gold rush ended, this is when immigration was illegalized for the first time. In California, this is not the exact the wording, but there was like literally a party called like Kick the Chinese Out Party. Yes. And there was a lot of the like slogans like the Chinese must go, stuff like that. And so this
a lot of candidates running on those type of platforms.
This thing's still happening today, basically, because this is the first time immigration has been illegalized. Like before immigration, people could come in, the borders weren't really, seen as like a strict line.
Right.
So basically this culminated into the Exclusion Acts. You can see on the top right is actually a certificate, the proof of your citizenship, you're allowed to be in this country. And they restricted like where you can work, like your marriage prospects. Basically, there was, interracial marriage back then was illegalized. And like they didn't allow people to bring their wives into the US. So you had a lot of people disguise their wives as their sister, for example, which was, So under this, so over here we have, there's, as we know, like the devil lies in the details, or in this case, the angel lies in the details, is that there was an exception. And that was, as you can see in the point, restaurants and laundry. And if we know the stereotype of Asian Americans, specifically Chinese Americans, is that we do a lot of restaurants and laundry, and that a lot of that comes from here because that was you're pigeonholed by the law. And so we have the scene from Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's they touch on some pretty deep themes, I would say. But yeah, it is not just just because you're Chinese you want to do laundry. It was actual reason for that. And so under this circumstance, we can understand why the restaurants of this immigrant community would try to adapt the taste to local people, to Americans, because you're under the threat of deportation. And Yeah, and mainland China at the time was going through a massive civil strife, so it was not necessarily safe to go back as well. And plus, you already moved, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we get these restaurants, and that specifically cater to like the type of exoticization of how people view Chinese people. So you have like Oriental restaurant, as you can see in this restaurant here. And yeah, I mean, at the time, Oriental was more a descriptive term.
Yeah.
But as I know, if you notice, whenever a group faces discrimination, the descriptive terms become slurs.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's the background. So that is why we can see like food change to suit local tastes. And
yeah,
so
when an a-hole like me wants his chicken a certain way, you're gone. I can see how, that sets up a situation where there's some capitulation.
And I want to highlight L Cube, the fact that there weren't the same ingredients available. That is very true. And
okay, yep.
Yeah, so I think like celery, a lot of American Chinese foods have celery and the types of carrots that weren't available in China at the time. And I'll get there.
Okay.
So we have some facades of restaurants, right? It's really interesting. So you can see the Panda Express internationally.
You got the Panda, yeah.
You got the Panda, and it's labeled as American Chinese Kitchen.
Yeah.
And actually, if you go to any Chinese restaurant, there's always a section at the end. They don't say this in English, but this says 美式中餐, which means American Chinese food. And it's to serve like people who want some of the American taste, basically. Yeah, and so we're gonna start getting into some foods.
Okay.
The first one is one of the things that people know about, besides being like a song from the 2000s, is chop suey.
Yes. Yeah,
Brady, I would have prepared a sounder for this. You got to tell me these things.
I don't know. Is there? It might not be allowed by copyright.
No,
right?
it's okay. A few seconds.
A few seconds. We'll work it out.
And so in Cantonese, it's pronounced like chop suey. I apologize for my pronunciation. I'm not Cantonese. In Mandarin, it's called jia sui, and it just means like miscellaneous, like odds and ends, the literal translation. And you can see like it's basically almost every vegetable. There's like broccoli, carrots, mushrooms. There's some celery in there. Wow, and I label the Americanization with the eagle, and in this dish they put the chicken. And because a lot of Chinese dishes, they serve meat and vegetables separately. But it's like this dish is a very, I'm sure you've had it before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a very light, very, it's very umami, for lack of a better word. We don't have that word in English. And so on my research, they said like, this was like, what is the mysterious name of this? And I can only think of my knowledge of Chinese, the language is like, it's in the name, jia sui, which means miscellaneous. If you go to the mainland China, if you order something jia sui, they'll just give you like anything and put it on a plate, and that's your meal. And that's likely what happened. And then people in the United States thought it was like this dish, but it really is just anything, really. And so that's basically like the first big hit of American Chinese food.
Love it. Yeah.
And also, my own personal note of this is that I thought ordered this thinking that I had never tried this before. But like when I tried it, I was like, I had a ratatouille moment. I like went back to when I first moved to California.
Zoomed back in your life. Yeah.
Yeah. And I had some takeout, and I was thinking, wow, I've had this before. I was when I was a kid. And and honestly, it does taste like stuff that, you just, when you're hungry, you got vegetables, you just put it in a wok.
Toss it in. Yeah.
And so our next dish, this is a shout out to Addie. I know our Professor Addie loves crab rangoons.
Yeah. Oh, these are. Oh, yeah. This is good stuff.
And I put like 3 eagles because this is like the Chinese equivalent of deep fried Oreos.
It's a 3 eagle. It's a 3 eagle dish.
3 eagle dish. It is like the most American thing I could think of. But honestly, it's good. It's like it's deep fried cheese with
so
fake
good.
crab.
So good.
And also, what makes it more American is you dip it in like a sweet and sour sauce. And a common thing among American Chinese food is like they emphasize the sweetness. Because I mean, we Americans, we love our sweets, right? We have like candy
Sure.
bars.
Yes. Peeps.
Peeps. Oh my God, yes, Peeps, of course. Yeah, very sweet.
Yeah.
And LQ's, I never had that dish. I never had this either until
so good.
I was
So
preparing
good.
this.
So good.
It was pretty good, but I felt I definitely felt it afterward.
Me too, but it was worth it. Emma Fife's wedding. Once I discovered they had these on the inside by the bar. Oh, I never left. I finished them all.
Yeah, actually, I think it started out as a bar food too.
Oh, it's perfect bar food.
Yeah, and then it just spread. It was invented by a Chinese American chef, and yeah,
God bless them.
And so the final food that I'll get into is
there we go,
orange chicken and General Tso's chicken. And I put them together because when I was researching this, the founder of Panda Express said this was just a variation on General Tso's chicken, which was like the OG of like or sort of an OG of American Chinese food. And this is where I'm getting to my point of like, authenticity and whatnot, like authenticity not really being real. But before I get there is like, battered chicken. The sauce is made with like rice wine, Chinese vinegar, rice vinegar, I think, and soy sauce. And the original dish called for chilies. And the American dish, they take out the chilies and replace it with sugar. And so the one on the right is General Tso's chicken. The original one, as you can see, there's no chilies. The one on the left is the orange chicken that I had. And the only difference is that they add orange juice straight into the
straight
sauce.
up. Yeah, got it.
It is. So whenever I talk to like my Chinese friends, they're like, orange chicken, it's good, but it's sweet.
It is. Yeah,
it is very sweet.
Yeah.
And so the personal connection comes from is actually in the name. Like, who is General Tso? Why is it named after this person? And like, why is this American Chinese dish? Why does it have a name of someone that no American knows? And like, I want to ask you, like, who do you think General Tso is?
Oh, yeah. Oh, come on now. Come on. Was he contemporary of George Washington? Did he? No, probably not.
It's not that old.
No. Oh, Teddy Roosevelt. That he rode with the Rough Riders and
he's a little older than that.
Okay.
And so he is not fictional, as Laserbolt guesses. He is a real person, as I will get. That is on the person on the left is the real General Tso, and nice. In the middle, on the top of the middle, that's his home, his childhood home, and they built a statue of him. And so the person who created it who's on the bottom right is his name is Peng Changhui. He's a person from Hunan. And the Hunan pronunciation of his name is Peng Changhui. And the reason why I know that is because my family is from Hunan. And basically, the general, to bring it back to the beginning, he was the guy who suppressed the Taiping Rebellion. He got it down. You could see on the top right over there is the Taiping, they call it the Taiping Heavenly Kingdom. And that's where most of the fighting was. And you can see I think in the middle, you can see it's Hunan. It's on the bottom right, it's shown in red.
Okay.
Basically. And the reason why I bring this up is because, well, this dish is not found in the mainland, but it was invented by someone who's Chinese, right? And is not really from the flavor of Hunan either, because from my own personal experience, we don't batter our chicken, and the original recipe called for dried chilies, but this one has we usually eat like fresh chilies and stir fry it together. But it kind of homages. He wants to create like a modern, fun dish, right? Yeah. It's like Vermont Mike says, I take General Tso over Colonel Sanders. It's like,
indeed,
Colonel Sanders adapted, Southern fried chicken is not like a traditional fried chicken. He kind of made his own thing, and this is kind of similar to that. And so a lot of American Chinese food actually it is a lot more similar to um, Chinese food than we think from the controversy of like the authenticity controversy.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like there's a direct connection between this like quintessential like American Chinese food, General Tso's chicken, and by extension orange chicken. And so
There we go.
yeah, and I want to bring this up to back to the original concept of Koei, because there's some miscellaneous facts about here that ramen is an example of Japanese Chinese food. And they adapted a Chinese dish called la mian, and in Japanese is pronounced ramen, and they replaced the beef broth with pork broth, and it became like this Japanese dish, but it's really a Japanese Chinese dish. And to give it back, fortune cookies are actually might be Japanese. Because in look from my own experience and as growing up Chinese is that we don't have this culture of giving fortunes or putting fortunes on slips. But I think JMB can confirm this. I personally have consumed a lot of Japanese culture as well. There's a big fortune culture in Japan called omikuji. I butchered that pronunciation. I'm sorry.
Better than me.
So basically you go to the temple and you put on a slip of like some fortune that thank you, JMV.
JMV says it's good. Says you're good.
Yeah. And I'm probably misunderstanding the culture because this is not my culture, but you put the fortune on a slip and like what you want to come true, and this is where that comes from, basically.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And so it's all about taste,
Yeah.
It's all about taste. And I wanted to before we end, I wanted to add my own contribution to American Chinese food.
Love it.
And it's using local ingredients, right? So a lot of times noodles aren't available. Well, we got Italian noodles, right? We got spaghetti.
Yeah. We got pasta.
And so the dish on the left right there is actually the real dish. It's called liangmian. It's cold noodles. In my version is that, okay, you boil your pasta, right? And you just add you take out the noodles and let them cool. And then you add the chili crisps, the sauce in the middle, and you just mix it together. And you can add some veggies. I put some cucumber on the image to the right. And yeah, it's Logama. That's LQ knows. It's if you don't know.
If you don't know, you don't know. Okay. I want some. So you made what's on the right? Is that your picture of your own food?
Yeah, that's what I made. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're not inviting me over anytime. Okay. It looks wonderful.
Come over. Yeah. It's just it's really basic. It's not the best lighting because it's just what's available. I got my noodles. It's just spaghetti, and you just mix in some chili crisp.
Yeah. Oh, we have that in the house.
Soy sauce. Maybe some vinegar if you wanna balance out the spice and the oil.
Okay.
It's a simple dish, and that is my
divine.
Spaghetti cold noodles. And I probably angered some really Italian people, so I probably angered some Chinese people, but this is American Chinese food. All right.
Yeah. Love this.
And,
Love this. Okay.
And yeah, that is my
and thank you.
That's my thank you to everyone. The main point I wanted to get through is that
take us home. Take us home.
American Chinese food is a form of Chinese food. It's a branch. And I wanted to say, like, Chinese food is not just one thing. It is an ancient food culture. And it's a very diverse food culture. And just the images you can see, like, there's noodles, there's rice, there's dim sum, hot pot. It is so vast, and it's not just one thing, right? And it's not it is not just like it's not just one delicacy that people exoticize, right?
Right.
It's any food culture has the weird things, right? French food is escargot, right? And
sure.
People,
yeah. We have peeps.
Yeah, we have peeps. We have Rocky Mountain oysters,
No.
And so and this is not to shame anyone for liking American Chinese food. You know, it is your personal taste, your口味.
Yeah.
My parents, their personal taste, they're not really big fans of Cantonese food. But that's just their personal taste. They like a lot of spice, a lot of flavors because we're from Hunan. And yeah,
I love
this culture includes something from very like light and delicate to something that'll punch you in the face with flavor.
I absolutely history food class is what Laserbolt said. You got one more slide. What do we do here? What do we?
I got one more slide.
Oh,
So JMB has been talking about mapo tofu, you know,
Okay,
mapo
yep.
tofu, and that's it on the left for anyone who's doesn't know. If you're not quite a tofu eater, that will convince you. That will convert you.
Looks good.
Full of flavor. Eat it on rice. Oh,
Yes.
great. It is.
Okay.
And on the right is something that started this whole entire thing, which was I posted on the Discord, like on the Good Bad Food, like anyone wants some chicken feet?
Yeah.
In this culture, yes, chicken feet is a delicacy, and I am one of the enjoyers.
Yeah.
Some people don't like it because I mean it's chicken feet.
What may I ask? What's it feel like?
Oh, it's great. It tastes great.
Okay.
It is. So this preparation, it's really spicy and flavorful because that is one of the tastes of Chinese cuisine. There are 8 of them, and Hunan is spicy. But I think the main texture is like how do I describe it? It's kind of gelatinous, I guess. That's just not really selling it well.
I don't know. That didn't work for me.
Hey, it's like a salty marshmallow. Okay, it's a peep.
Okay, maybe there you go. It's a salty peep. Okay,
yeah.
Now I'm with you, Brady.
Yeah, and you know what? If anyone wants to come on Pollock, I'm making some, and you can try it if you want.
Lovely. This was a grade A presentation, a good bad food like we've never had before, and I appreciate it on so many levels, Brady. The work you did in this is amazing, and everyone in chat is right there with me on it. But as someone who will say, yeah, I enjoy orange chicken or American Chinese food, I no longer feel as though I have to say it with some sort of shame or embarrassment. I'll make a California rolls joke when I'm talking about Japanese food, but you've given me the history, the bigger picture, so I understand the why, and I understand that I'm just enjoying one small part of the tree, and that there's so many other veins to explore. So I feel better about my orders even now.
Yeah, and there's also like in other immigrant communities. I know there's like Italian American cuisine, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a similar history, and it's a branch of the bigger. It's one glimpse into the wider world of like the Force or whatever, to bring it back to Star Wars.
Love this. Steve, what did you learn here today?
I had the same takeaway as you, Ken. I feel so much better about the fact that I love orange chicken from Panda Express, and now I don't have to feel bad or guilty about it anymore. So thank you so much for giving me that.
I mean, there's probably some things way back then we should be want to reconcile, but where we are now,
for me personally, from where I'm at, I feel good about my orange chicken choices now. So thank you for that. But I haven't learned this much since like the History Channel stopped showing only Pawn Stars. So this is great. Like I took notes, like the Gold Rush.
Yeah.
Like chop suey was like the OG. Like, man, I wish you had told me about chop suey. Brady, we would have had a sound drop. It would have been great. Opium Wars. I had no idea that Chinese food was related to Opium Wars. You should have led with that. Like, you're bearing the lead here, man, with Opium Wars. Just like, come on. Like, here we go. But no, thank you, Brady. That was amazing.
That was amazing, Brady.
Thank you.
I loved it.
There we go.
And I want to recommend, there's a documentary that I got a lot of this information from.
Okay.
And I know we got some documentary enjoyers here. It's called The Search for General Zhao, and it's pretty well made.
Okay.
There's it's based on the book. I think it's called The Fortune Cookie Chronicles or whatever by Jennifer Lee.
I love that. I'll check it
Fortune
out.
Cookie Chronicles.
I think I'm trying to wait. I have the credits here.
Doesn't sound real, Brady.
The Fortune Cookie Chronicles. Yeah, Jennifer 8 Lee. Her middle name is 8. Yeah.
Okay.
Love it. I'll seek that out. That sounds spectacular.
Yeah, it's free with ads on YouTube.
Yeah, everything's free with ads on YouTube if you want it to be. That's fine. No, Brady, thank you. Big hit. I can't wait to get some Chinese food with you of all sorts. You and I should take a trip to your favorite restaurant, and on the way we should also stop at Panda Express. Let's do it all together.
Yeah, let's get some orange chicken, and then we go, get some chicken. They should call it Phoenix Claws. That's
okay.
I think the stigma is in the name.
You call it chicken feet. A joyful gelatinous texture. Yeah, maybe we'll work on the branding, but it's there. Brady, thank you so much, my friend.